Hey guys, I want to thank you for having me today. I just want to go over a few stock that I recommend, and I'm answering some questions as well. And I'm going through my chats. Now, someone asks, what's the best stock to recommend right now and why? Now, and there's different reasons for different stocks. If you're looking for a long-term investment or if you're looking for a short-term investment. Now, at the current time, with the pandemic and the COVID-19 lockdown in most like countries, everything is at a low right now. Now, compared to back, I would say mid-March, it was a great time for investment. There were a lot of great opportunities. And we still do have a lot of great opportunities in companies that you can definitely invest in. Now, me personally, I have a few that I'm following. I've done a few investment back in the week of March 16, 17, 18. That week was, if you're on the sideline like myself, waiting for an outbreak, that was the perfect storm. Of course, it was a bad situation because after pandemic, but from an investment standpoint, if you're a risk taker and if you're looking ahead, it was a great opportunity to go in and see where you can really capitalize and get investment at a cheap rate. Basically, everything was a bargain. Now, if some may say, why do you say it's a bargain? Now, if you look back, I believe January or even back to November, December, there's a few good companies out there, a few companies that's trading that's 90% less of what they're actually worth. Now, but we do understand that some of these companies will make it and some will not. That's part of the, I would say that's part of the researching process that you will have to go through. But there's still a lot of opportunities there if you stick to the fundamentals. Now, I know a lot of people are into 5G wave, right? Because that's the next thing to really elevate. And I know a lot of people are still in the pot for cannabis market, which took a huge hit compared to my last, I would say last 12 months. But the pandemic did not make it easier for the cannabis industry because a few of the companies see a downside, which is for now it's not looking so great. Now, if we look in the industrial sector, there's tons of opportunities there, specifically in the, I would say anything in the vacation, and like if it's a cruise ship or anything into like an airline, like there's opportunities. There's a few that came off my head. Obviously, like Air Canada was one of the biggest one that I saw. Was in its low, I think very low, in low teens, and I picked up a few. I picked up a few hundred shares, just on their on $12. Another one that I'm thinking of, Spirit Airline. I did pick up 1,000 shares of Spirit Airline when they were below 10. Now I believe I checked today, they're now over 19, so I'm almost 100% on that one. Now the biggest takeaway so far for me was Tesla. And it's not just the pandemic. I believe mid last year, last summer, I picked up some when it drops in the low 200s, I believe like 195. So I picked up some around 205. So that's up 500%. So I did let some go, and before the pandemic when it was at its peak in the 900s, and I did use the same capital from that sale the top back up when it was below 500 in March. So again, today I believe it cracks $1,000 per share. So I'm up again. I'm not 100% in Tesla, but there's a few opportunities, especially for there's another company actually, electric cars. It's a Chinese company called it's called NIO. They're a great opportunity for that company, and the stock have fallen 90% throughout in the last 12 months. I picked some up, I believe, at $1.60, that US. And today I believe they were crossing mid $6-7. So that's a good 600% right there. Now, there's always risk involved in investment, and I tell everyone that I can't really tell you. First of all, I've read a lot of books, like specifically in investing, more so to do with the greats, the Warren Buffetts of the world. And it's hard for us to read those books and think that we can use the same style and strategies. It doesn't work in all aspects. Obviously, the basic works, but it's more to do with principles. Now, we don't have the same amount of capital to invest as Warren Buffett. So it's hard for us to use the same style or methodology when we're trying to invest because the result won't be close, and then you will get discouraged, and then you will turn back to do whatever you're doing. I've been there myself, and I'm telling you, it doesn't work. And the principles work, but in terms of the gains that you will see, it does not work. Now, for example, typical like American Airline, I picked up like 2,000 shares on just under $8. And the funny thing is, I read that Warren Buffett dumped like all of his shares. And I know the analysts, the entire world is panicking because they're going by Buffett. But I'm like, okay, you know what? It's 2020 now, right? It's not the 1990 or 1950s and 60s. So it's a pandemic. It's going to take a time to come back up. But how often will you get American Airlines stock that's below $8? So I topped up, and I'm glad I did because I believe I'm up more than 80%. And I believe, and Mr. Buffett, he unloaded $5 billion. Well, and that could have been $10 billion today. But the main stuff that I want to talk about is Norwegian Cruise Line. The stock symbol on that's traded on the NYSE is NCLH. So it stands for Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. This stock, I believe, have great upside. It's a regular, mid 50s to 60s stock. Now, I picked up a few shares just below $8. I think it drops to like $7.10, $7.20 around that mark. But I picked some up, and I was happy that I did. I encourage a few like family members to pick some up as well. I don't know if they did or not, but I'm not in the business to forcing or asking people to pressure to invest. I've done it before, and I got burned. So now, if I feel like I have a good like feeling based on my research, then I will lightly suggest, and then it's up to the person at that point if they really want to invest or not. If they don't want to invest it in me personally, I'm fine. They can go to a bank, open an account, and they can do the investment themselves. But Norwegian Cruise Line, the reason why I'm so strong on this stock is because I've took this cruise ship before. I've gone on 2 cruises using this company. I've gone on other cruise line as well, but I like these guys. The stock was, I got on board just on the 8, and when they made their first run until 16, I think it was $16.50, but I exited at $16 per share. So, okay, I was already up 100%. Then and the stock went back down in the low 10s, so I picked up my shares again at $11. And I believe yesterday I believe it was around 24. I exit at 23.50 because I just had a feeling because of all the news that was happening. And then I saw by market close today on June 11th, 2020, I think it closed just under $21. So I would be watching it tomorrow. If it drops in the teens, anywhere between 17 to, I'm very skeptical because I know it plays in the teens a lot. So if it drops below 18, 17, I will go in and take a half position based on what I have for it, and then I'll sit on it because I do believe the cruise line will be heating up for 2021 and 2022. It's gonna go bananas. So it's a great investment for long term for anyone that wants a safe bet, that's thinking that they will be going on a cruise or anything. Like because I guarantee you, and the bookings for 2021 and 2022 and 2023 is gonna go bananas. So if you picture this for just a brief example, if right now you want to invest, and of course it's really up to your budget, not everyone could go up this steep, but just put a ball figure number. If you have $30,000 and if his stock is $21 per share right now, that's $14.28. So you can get on it just around 1,400 shares. Okay, now 1,400 shares, if it drops, just hold the shares, right? As long as we're not talking about a bankruptcy, which I highly doubt is going to happen to this company. But if you could hold on to that shares, to those shares, that 30,000 investment in 6 months, in 6 months to 12 months, you're looking at definitely around 6 months to 12 months. Based on my research, you should be able to come out with a profit of over $40,000, $47,000. All right, because I know for sure it will go back within the mid 50s. So you can come out 100, 110, 120% on that based on what you put in, and that's amazing. Like who wouldn't want to come out with that great number? Right? You invest $30,000 for 6 months to a year, and then you come out of that trade with anywhere between 100 to 150%. So basically invest 30, you come out with $50,000 profit. Right? That's a great start. So my takeaway today, the stock that I'm recommending, I would say Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. The ticker symbol is NCLH. Limited Holding. Yep, NCLH, and it's traded on the NYSE. I believe it closed just under 21, but you do have great upside ahead of you. And if you guys really want to cash out, I think this would be a great opportunity. Now, I would be recommending a few more do's and a few more don'ts, because I understand the market is going up and down with a lot of different a lot of different results based on they call it retail traders, right? So basically you have a lot of people at home investing like crazy into companies that even going bankrupt but hoping for a big gain, or if they go in bankrupt and the stocks start to climb, a lot of traders jumps in when it's high and then whoop, it drops, and that's how it goes. But again, if you want to get a few more tips, you can definitely follow my channel. I would like to share everything that I'm gaining, the knowledge I'm gaining. I've made a few videos. I do on like forex trading as well, anything into indexes or on the commodities, but I my main flow is morely on like day trading, short-term, long-term invest in the stock market. The forex I get in when I'm kind of bored on the side, because there's lots of attention that's needed in that market space. Yeah, but if you follow this channel, I'm trying to like start up this new channel to share my experience and to share whatever I have to give you. I was just looking through my account early, and I figure, you know what, let me go and make a video to let you guys know, because I've seen the gain what I made, right? Just by trading this one stock, I've gained so far with my entry and exit. I've gained great. All right, I don't want to discourage anyone by the numbers, because obviously I don't want to put it in your face. But I've entered this trade in this stock when it was in the $8. I exit in the 16. I went back in at 10.50 to $11, and then I exit again in 15. I went back in again, and I'm out again in 24. So I'm in and out, and each time I go in, I made 100 to 150%. So I'm up 300-400% on this one investment. And my strategy, what I do is that I invest, and on the first 150% I make, I take my capital investment out, and then I start using my profit to go in and out. And so far, that profit I've grown like 3 to 4 times my original capital. So I'm over by 400+%. So I'm happy with this trade. Now, I would be taking 50% off my profit, and I would be leaving the remaining of my profit. Hopefully, if the market drops a little bit tomorrow until Friday, I'm trying to get it in the teens, and then I'll go long. I'll definitely wait it out and see if I could make the home run in the 50s in the next 6 to 12 months. So basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm positioning up my portfolio with a little bit of everything, trying to diversify my portfolio, just to, especially with the price what we're seeing right now. We just have to be careful, because a lot of companies are having a lot of tough times, and some may not make it out of 2020, if I'm being real. But again, it's just a tip to let you know what I'm experiencing, what I'm gaining in, and I see a lot of movement throughout the day. But if you subscribe and follow my channel, then you can definitely be aware, and then you can see what we're doing here. Again, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. For you guys that's asking the question live on Facebook, I want to thank you for taking your time to ask these questions. I appreciate it. And knowledge is power. If I have something what I learned, then I'll give it to you. If you have something that I see makes sense, then I'll incorporate it in whatever I'm doing as well. So again, guys, peace out and trade safe. Protect your capital as always. Remember, trading is risky, and you must use proper risk management. All right, guys, take care. Peace.